What's up, world? This is your boy, Coach EV, aka EV the Geeker, and welcome to another episode of Talking Hoops in the SIP, the Girls Edition. That's right, Talking Hoops in the SIP, the Girls Edition, and I am Coach EV, aka EV the Geeker, alongside with me, my man from the DC Bucks, Cordarius Jones. What up, Cordarius?
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
Chilling, man. And the easy one from Mississippi Play Sports, Mississippi Bobcats, Mississippi everything, Eddie Young. What up, Eddie Young?
What's up, EV?
Oh, man, chilling. Hey, listen, we have very special guests here today. I am excited about this because I just so happen to live in Clinton, Mississippi. And so I am bringing on a talented bunch of young ladies and their coach. And I'm excited to announce them as our special guest today. We have Miss Fabulous Freshman Taylor Felton. We have Caitlin Walker. We have Ariana Durrell, and we have the veteran of the group, Kanijah Flowers, along with Coach Perline Farley. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm good. Thanks for having us on.
Some of y'all didn't say nothing. See, like I asked y'all a question.
I said good. How are you?
Okay, good for you. Good job. And I can hear you there.
I'm doing good.
All right, cool. And then Ariana, she just waving her hand like she can't talk. But anyway, before we get going into the show, I just want to let you know tonight's show is brought to you by the Eros Hydroxyl Blaster. I need everybody to say with me, Eros. Say Eros.
Eris.
Oh, good.
Paris.
I didn't hear Kanijah.
Eros.
All right, cool. The Eros Hydroxyl Blaster is the first air purifier scientifically proven to reduce COVID-19 on surfaces. And with everything going on with COVID-19, we need some help. And the Eros Hydroxyl Blaster will help us. For more information, call my guy Jason at 601-454-8678. That's 601-454-8678. All right. Listen, now also, let me get this preliminary out of the way. I need you. I am doing something. We're very close at the Geeker Report podcast. We have 950 subscribers, and that's been because of you. So I need everyone that's on here, and I'm going to have to say this a couple times. I need you to subscribe today. It ain't going to cost you no money. I ain't asking you no money yet. I just need you to subscribe. And so we can hit 1,000 subscribers. That's our goal. We want to try to hit that by the end of the night. So let's subscribe. Let's make sure you subscribe to the show. We can continue to bring on these beautiful young athletes and get as much exposure to our young ladies in this great state of Mississippi as we can. So now we got the preliminaries out the way. Listen, I want to just start us off with this question for all the young ladies, and we'll start with Taylor, and then we could go to Ariana, and then we'll have Kanijah out of the girls answer last. So we'll go Ariana, Taylor. No, what I say? Taylor, Ariana, Caitlin, and Kanijah. We have the fantastic four from Clinton. From Clinton Lady Arrows. There it is, Arrows. And then we'll have Coach Perline answer this question. This world right now, we just coming off 2020. We're into 2021. We've just had an incredible year in the sense of the most chaotic year. I'm the oldest on here. I'm 51 years old. So it's the most chaotic it's ever been in my life. So it has to be that in your life with this COVID-19. Talk to us in your own words from each of you. When you go back to COVID-19 back in March March 2020 when everything was shut down. Talk to us how that affected you personally and even up until this point now. So we'll start with you, Taylor. How has COVID-19 kind of affected you and your thoughts on it?
COVID restricted us to stop from like a lot of things, from going to the gym to like every week to not going at all for months. Just stopped us from working daily.
Okay. Ariana, we go to you next.
For me,
COVID, it just limited to where I went, but I was still at home, you know, just trying to put in extra workouts and just do everything I could because I knew season would eventually come. So I don't know. It was just hard, but we got through it.
Ms. Walker?
COVID in a sense, I guess slowed me down. It kind of like put a hold on the things like going to the gym and just like doing what I need to do to get better.
Kanija?
Well, first it canceled my birthday. And then it kind of canceled like a whole lot of AAU stuff. So that was like, I ain't like that.
When was your birthday, Kanija?
March
Okay, March what?
19th.
Okay, so you was gonna have a big birthday party?
I thought I was.
And they canceled it, huh? So you're gonna try to have another one this year? You're gonna make up for the one you just had coming up?
I doubt it.
How has it affected you? Like you said AU. What about this season for you?
The season coming up.
No, the season that you're in right now. You are
um,
playing now, right? Aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How has it affected you? So far.
Well, we had the quarantine. The world got shut down. We couldn't really go to the gym. We couldn't play tournaments, play with our teammates, practice. It canceled our summer season.
Okay. Coach Perlene.
Hey. Well, they've said a mouthful. It basically hindered us from a lot, especially summer, because most people know that I, got it back in May. So the worst part for it was it limited me being able to try to at least put Zooms together for them because I was down about 5.5 weeks. So that was pretty much that May, June, part of July type of thing for us. So, and we ended up having to get a new coach, assistant coach, because the other one moved on and took a junior high job. So it was definitely stressful because a lot of the things that we needed to work on, especially graduating 6 seniors, where we pretty much were starting with the younger ones, bringing in the freshmen and getting the sophomores up to speed. So again, it was very, very tough for us.
Let me ask you this, Coach. You said 5.5 weeks. They say normally 14 days. What? If I may ask, if you don't mind sharing, why did it take so long? I mean, the 5.5.
I don't know. After the 14 days, I tested again because I was gonna make sure I tested out, and they said it was still in me, and I could tell because, like I said, I don't have any underlying issues. I've never been to the hospital, but I ended up going twice within that time frame. So I guess it just kind of hit everybody differently. So I can't answer that. All I know, it wasn't anything where I was on any ventilators or anything like that. It's just fatigue, could barely get up out of bed. One day you may feel good, the next day you're like, not today. So it was headaches for 3 months. I mean, it was awful. So I don't know. I can't even give you a reason why, and they couldn't tell me either. So
yeah, it's definitely been and that's the thing. It's been a disease that you can't even figure out where it comes from. It's like it's just all of a sudden I got COVID. What? I mean, I understand the flu and all those different things, because you kind of get the flu. I look at the flu like if you go outside, your head ain't covered, you don't wear enough clothes, you catch a cold and it might turn into the flu. But this COVID thing is like, I don't know. I don't know. It's almost like somebody just touching you saying, "Oh, we're gonna give her the COVID, or we're gonna give him the COVID." I mean, it's like some invisible, invisible COVID guy or something. I don't know. Might be Taylor Felton going around touching people. I don't know. Taylor, are you the invisible COVID lady or something? Do you work for COVID?
I've never got it before.
So you don't work? Okay, I didn't ask that though. I just asked, did you work for COVID?
Oh, do I work?
You work for COVID? Okay, you ain't on. That ain't you. All right, let me ask you guys this. You guys have started out. You are correct. Tell me your record right now.
7-3.
7-3. Kanija, did you know your record?
I did.
Okay, I was just waiting. So I will like if I don't call any names, I'm gonna call Coach Perline's name. If I just have an open-ended question, that's for the girls. Okay, I will call Coach Perline's name. So I need you guys to answer. I will talk to Coach Perline by calling her name. So you guys are 7-3. I personally have watched you guys play several times, and I think you're a good young team. Ariana, let me ask you this question. You were a part of that state championship run team that went to the finals and lost in the finals last year. I think you and Kanijah both, and Caitlin too, right? Caitlin, when you on that, all three of you. So, and I know Taylor was on the outside looking in, but she was, I know still a part of it. But Ariana and Kanijah talked and Caitlin, talk to me a little bit about the championship run last year. How did that make you feel? And then how did that prepare you for this year to try to get another run at it?
Well, I want to start by saying it's pronounced Ariana.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
But just going that far into the championship last year, it really like prepared me for just like different stuff because I'm still young and I know we're still a young team, and that experience kind of helped us for this season too. And so having like a lot of seniors and seeing their mistakes and also seeing their like what's it called? Seeing them excel, like, and seeing what we can do alongside with them, it helps me also. So
okay. Ms. Walker.
I think that the championship run helped us a lot last year. We were able to like experience the team's strengths and weaknesses, so it prepared us, and now we're ready for like we know what to expect this year.
Well, it was like a lot of people counted us out. No shade, no shade. But like it showed us that like it doesn't matter what people think, the rankings, like all the other stuff. As long as we get in the gym, putting hard work, is like results gonna show. And same thing with this year. Like we get in the gym, build chemistry, work hard, we can we can get far again.
Do you got? Let me ask you this. I didn't mean to cut you off. Kanaj, I'm asking you this as because you're the junior, correct? Junior.
Me and Ari.
Do you think that you guys, because everybody now is saying, you heard Coach Perline say, we lost 6 seniors, and usually, let me just tell you, I've been a coach for 20 some years, and so usually when coaches say that, it's almost like, we're a young team, and so we just, this is our year to kind of just rebuild, and we're just, taking our time. Do you feel you guys can make a run at the state championship this year?
Yes, because like the people we lost, like we gained more people, and then like they improved. Like the people we had on team last year, like our big men, Talkin and I, they improved. So like I feel like we can get there as long as everybody play their role.
Ariana, you feel that way?
I do. I feel like
Ariana or Ariana, which one?
Ariana.
Okay, okay. Help me. Keep. Every time I say it wrong, help me out. Okay.
I got you.
Ariana.
But yeah, I really do feel like our team, even though it's young, it's very like, well, we can motivate each other, and so it really doesn't matter who we go against. We have each other backs, and I think we're just very strong together, and it really doesn't matter. But we just have to have our heads right at the same time.
And I'm gonna ask one more question, then I'm gonna let Eddie and Court ask a question. But I want to ask this, Taylor. Taylor, you are coming in as a freshman, starting point guard, and you were part of, like everybody kind of knew who, even me. Everybody kind of had this thing of Taylor Felton. You was, I heard you was a dancing doll. I didn't know you from there because I ain't watched no dancing doll stuff, But I heard you was a big time dancing doll on that. You got all these followers on Instagram, But then I'd always heard of Taylor Felton, the great player, coming in. How has it been for you as a freshman coming in, taking the reins of the point guard, which is one of the most important positions on a team? How has that been for you coming in on the varsity level And I've watched you play, and you've had some very good games, and you look like you know it's not been that big of an issue. But how has it been for you coming in as a freshman and playing with these upperclassmen, and how have they accepted you at that role as a freshman?
On the team, they don't discriminate. Everybody just play as we all the same age. It was a major step up to come from ninth grade to playing the same folks multiple years to just playing a variety of new folks from everywhere this year.
How do you like? Do you feel that? So you feel like the girls accept you even though you're a ninth grader?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel scared out there because you're a ninth grader? Is it like playing on the varsity? Did you have some butterflies early on?
I mean, the first game, cause I mean everybody bigger than me, so I went just a little nervous.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you were honest about that, Taylor. Everybody been nervous. Now Eddie would have been. On the other hand, Eddie's the only one on this panel that would have said he wasn't nervous, but he would have been telling the story. So, but with that being said, Eddie, talk to us. You know, you have anything for the young ladies?
Well, first of all, ladies, I definitely appreciate y'all taking out the time coming on our show. As EV alluded to, we had an opportunity. I know I've had an opportunity to watch y'all play 3 or 4 games this year. Y'all definitely are a really, really good team in 6A. And to EV point, first of all, these kids have been knowing each other for several years, and they've played either against each other or with each other since even back in the hits and hoops days when they were in 5th and 6th grade. So I think for Taylor coming to be a part of this team, because she's obviously knows Ari and Caitlin and Kanaja for years, I don't think that it was that big of an adjustment. More or less, had she been at another school where she's not familiar with a lot of the kids. But I do have a question for Coach Perline. I know, Coach, this is your second year at Clinton, right?
Yes.
Okay. So coming from a smaller school in Pelahatchie to now being in a 6A program, what do you think is some of the biggest adjustments for you in terms of, I know the talent pool is a lot better than probably what you were kind of handed at Pelahatchie. What would you say the biggest adjustment changing schools from where you started to where you're at now?
Honestly, I don't really believe that it's that big of a difference, because I was fortunate when I took the Pelahatchie job to come in with a group that was that junior high group, because I coached junior high and high school at Pelahatchie. So my junior high group, I was going to be a special group in the first place. So if I had to say anything that would be a major adjustment, is I'm happy to know that these kids play AAU here. Adjusting to that, where we may have something set up and then they may have AAU coming up. So just working around AAU, and I guess, to be honest, I know this may sound strange, but I don't feel there is an adjustment for me, because I've been coaching for 16 years. So I may have only been a head coach 10 now, 8 at Pelahatchie and 2 at Clinton. But for any coaches, when you come in, you come in, you got your vision, you know what you want to do, you have your plans laid out. It was basically just trying to build chemistry with them. That's, I guess, if I had to have anything, it would be trying to make sure that I can bond with them in every way, in every aspect, familiarize myself with their families, gain their respect, because, when you've played for a male and then, a female comes in, it's a little different. So just basically gaining their trust that I'm here for you guys. It's not the Perline Fairley show, it's the Lady Arrow show, and I'm just the leader of it. So other than that, it's definitely been great. They've been welcoming. And like I said, last year was one of the biggest, was one of the biggest because it was so much talent already on that team. And, sometimes coming into a team that's full of talent, it's difficult to try to get them out of their ways of what they're used to. But I think I came in and did pretty well with gaining their trust and wanted them to know I wanted them to succeed. I'm not here to, change who you are. All I want you to do is play according to my system. So other than that, it's been amazing being here.
Right. And you just kind of cleared up the last thing, because that's what I was going to ask it. Obviously, coming to a team that had some star power, with Kim Brea and Jacayla, that team, you know, with them being seniors, that's kind of what was the biggest thing. How was that? But you did a great job of obviously answering that question, because I could definitely see how that transition can be tough when you're dealing with kids on their way out that's got, you know, I won't say set in their ways, but you know, they've done things for 3 or 4 years, maybe different than maybe you know, things that you're accustomed to. So, Cordarius, you got any questions for the girls? You know, I got a bunch of them.
I got a question for Coach. Who you think been your hardest opponent this year in the early season?
Definitely Brandon. And you know, that's one of those where we played with them for 3 quarters, and then the 4th quarter is what hurt us. You know, everybody's dealing with the same issues, so I won't sit here and say not having, you know, a player makes a big difference. I mean, it does, but you gotta play. You know, the next person got to be ready to lace those shoes up and be ready to go. So definitely Brandon, because that loss shouldn't have been a 20-point loss, period. You know, we're down 7 or 8 in the 3rd quarter, and then it just kind of implodes on us in the 4th quarter. So definitely Brandon.
And I don't think they asked you. I don't think they asked you, Coach. Did they ask you the question of do you feel that your young team can make a deep run? Well, I know you probably do as a coach, but how strongly do you feel your team can make a deep run this year?
Coach, to be honest with you, I believe in them even when they don't believe in themselves, because I know we have every piece that we need at every position when they play well and play together. I really, truly feel like we can make a deep run at this, because the biggest part to me is, I don't know if it's going to be the most talented that may win this state championship. It's going to be who can stay the healthiest for this year. So for me, if our parents are doing a wonderful job, you know, making sure our kids are, you know, where they need to be and not around all the extra and doing all the extra, because we want to complete this season. So I really do believe that we can make a deep run in this if we can all stay together, stay healthy, and they know I'm going to continue to push them regardless. So yes, I do believe that.
And Eddie, before you jump back in, I just want to let you guys know the snack of the night for me is the Great Value brand barbecue flavored chips. And for great value, it gives you great value. These chips are really good. You can get them at Walmart, at your local Walmart store right here in Clinton. So great value barbecue chips is all that. Now, with that being said, Coach, as I chew my chips, how do you feel? And I want you girls to answer this. How do you feel when you have a guy like Eddie Young, who sometimes poses as a clown, and does rankings, and he doesn't have you ranked in the top 20? Does that? And I know it doesn't matter sometimes, but talk to me. Like, what is he thinking, Kanijah? It seems like you raised your hand. What is he thinking?
Honestly, it doesn't really faze me, because in the beginning of last year we were ranked. So like, I mean, hey, just prove them wrong again.
Okay, cool.
I got something to say about the Madison game. I think you jinxed us. Talking about we were gonna win by 6, then lost by 7. I think you jinxed
it. Hey, look, first of all, Kanijah, look, last year I had y'all ranked the whole entire year, so I don't know what ranking you was looking at. And for Taylor Felton, I'm gonna whoop you when I see you. Next question.
Well, you didn't rank us as high as like we finished, so I mean, same thing. We can prove you wrong again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And look, you're supposed to. You know, it's just a matter of opinion. I've been consistent with what I said about y'all. I think y'all are a really good group of kids. I think last year too, getting the experience that y'all had bodes well for you down the stretch. I think y'all finish a lot stronger than maybe right now, but I think strength of schedule has a lot to do with my opinion. Unlike EV, he's from Clinton, so he's biased to y'all. So it doesn't matter he told me if y'all lost every game this year, that you girls still should be in the top 20 ranking. So I mean, he's biased Clinton. So but anyway, the rankings, you know, but I'm not gonna let y'all come on this show and try to be politically correct, because let me tell you why I'm not gonna let y'all do that, Taylor, because people say rankings don't matter. everybody that has a competitive bone in their body wants to prove the next person wrong. And y'all know how competitive I am. All of y'all are very, very competitive. And just for example, Madison Central played Meridian yesterday. You can sense when two top teams are going against each other. You sense the level of intensity, right? You raise up. You know, if Meridian's the number one team in the state. I'm not sure if y'all played them. I know y'all were scheduled to play them before COVID. But even going in Madison Central, who's ranked number 3, rankings matter because you get up for those games. It's a different type. As a competitor, you want to beat the teams who myself or EV or whoever else is in the ranking business. You want to beat those teams just so y'all can shut my people like my mouth up. So it matters, you know. So I'm not gonna let y'all come on here act like it's all political recognize or like it really don't matter. I don't care. I'm just gonna prove you wrong again. And I hope you do. I hope you do. I think you guys have a really good chance to do some good things this year. But based on the rankings right now, we can move past this. I just think I want to see you. I want to see y'all be a quality top 20 team, and that's what I've been consistent from the beginning. I just think in terms of the schedule, up until this point, COVID kind of stopped us from having a fair opportunity to play. Because Pearline, I was really on that 4-game stretch that y'all had with Raymond and Brandon, and I know the Brandon game really, you know, it. I know you kind of alluded to that, Pearline, but it really mattered not having your players. I mean, you can't. You know, when you don't have all your bullets in your chamber, you really can't do the things that you want to do. So I was intrigued about how y'all would come out of that. And me and Coach Felton talked about that a lot. So I was really intrigued about that 4-game stretch. And I know y'all got a tough one coming up. And that's what I want to get to the next question, Coach Pearline. Can you kind of tell us about, I know you guys got Germantown possibly coming up and then maybe Madison Central again. So can you talk about some of the marquee games that y'all maybe have coming up on your schedule?
Like you said, Germantown, and it'll go back to Madison Central because it was supposed to be Holmes, but that one is canceled now due to them trying to keep us within district or at least 6A games, just for the purpose.
So the Madison Central game is canceled, you're saying?
No, the Holmes County.
Holmes County,
supposed to be that Friday, right. But we will still play Germantown. And like I said, we'll have Madison Central coming back up at home, and then Murrah coming in, which I haven't really seen much of them yet. But those should be the 3 coming back to back for us.
Okay, I definitely agree. The Germantown and Madison Central games are tough ones. Murrah is down this year. Would you agree with that, EV? I know you were high on Murrah in the beginning, but I a bit down this year. We're losing Lonnie Galbraith and. I think they're probably an above average JPS team, but as far as like one of the top teams, I think they're probably average to above average this year. So I think
I would agree to a certain. They have won their last 2 games, and they started out struggling. I think they started out 0-6 or 0-5, and they did beat Yazoo City, and they beat because I did the game. Which one did they beat? Provine maybe, or I don't know. It was somebody that they beat, but I probably right now I would definitely say Clinton is better than a better team right now than Murrah. You know, as far as on paper, but you know how it is. It's a district game. You can throw the records out the window. That's gonna be a tough out for either team. Germantown, I'm really interested and excited about that because. You know, I'm a type of guy, I love all players, but, you know, when you have a star like Madison Booker coming in to your house or y'all going on the road, whichever one, it's, you know, it's something to, you know, what are you guys going to have to do? You know, obviously, you know, we can't, you know, let's get the elephant out of the room. When y'all play Germantown, you don't have to give me your strategy per se, coach, but how are we going to, you know, like stop the Madison Booker show?
Well, I mean, to be honest, you know, there's some players that you just gotta let them get there and stop everybody else. However, I am also a type of coach that we got players that they take certain players, they take it to heart. Like I'm glad to have a team that if you say Madison Booker or you say Kennedy Ransom or you know, they kind of get up for those type of games. It's not that I feel like we lay down for anybody. So whether she get 20 or she gets 8. I mean, we're gonna play her just as hard as we play everybody else. Whether it's trapping her or giving her certain shots. I mean, for me, my coaches and I, we watch film and we figure out where they're most weaker at. And at that point, that's where we try to attack. So like I said, if she gets hers, we just have to stop everyone else. And then we just do our thing on the other end to outscore them. So.
You know, Kanaja, I saw you eating the piece of candy and you had that look. And see, I look at you, when I look at Clinton, I look at you as the goon. You just a dog out there. You that person. I just love to have people like you on my team. You look like you just gonna take that challenge. And when I said Madison Booker, it was like your eyes look like, no, I got her. Is that what did I read that right? Or you like, no, I don't want no part of Madison Booker. Which one did did I read that right? Like you gonna be the one that, like, Coach, I got her, or what?
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. So you a real goon like that, or did I read it right? You that goon on the team?
You read it right.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's what I Eric, quickly tell me, you guys are, well, Ed, did you have anything else that you wanted to ask the girls? Because you asked Perlene. Did you have something for the girls?
Go ahead. Go ahead, buddy.
Let's talk a little bit about, you guys did have Madison Central. It was a big game the other day. How do you guys come back from a tough loss? It was a 7-point game. You ended up losing by 7, but even though I wasn't there, I can only assume it was a close game throughout. It was nip and tuck. You probably were a play or two away from being tied or, whatever. Ariana, let's start with you. Tell us how you come back from a game that you lose, and what do you do differently? What do you felt, contributed to that?
Well, every loss to me is a lesson. So I always go back and watch, what I could have done, what I need to work on, and just watch like everything that the team could have worked on. And I don't like losing, but I like learning from that loss so I can redeem myself the next game, basically.
Ariana, you're such a major geeker. You sound like you didn't work for ESPN. Oh, every lesson is a law. Every loss is a lesson. I mean, you have studied for this. I like that, Ariana. I mean, you sounded real professional right there. Like you like a coach or something. Taylor, go ahead. Tell me what your thoughts on, when you lost there, you lose.
I just feel as if everybody got to step up and be ready to play. It's only so much you can do to get prepared for a game. Like if something off one game, you just go in the gym and work on it just to be better for the next game.
Listen, I ain't gonna just let y'all just come on here and be this smart. You see why I like them, Eddie? You see, like, why I want they should be a top 20 team. You hear the answers. You don't even have answers like that as a grown person. And they are here answering these questions. Like if I'd asked you that question, you couldn't even answer that. You hear how they answer it, and you got nerve enough to be doing some rankings. Anyway, go ahead, Ms. Walker. What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I can't stand losing. I hate to lose. But when we do lose, the next day when film is up, I'll go back and like scour it and I'll see like what shots I missed. And then I'll get up in the morning and go work on those shots, work on some ball handling, work on like passes and stuff. So I can just, be ready to, help my team win the next game.
Now, Caitlin, I ain't gonna let you go with that. I ain't gonna let you get by with talking about scour. We're not gonna be scouring. You ain't gonna be using these big words on the show. Eddie don't know what scour means.
Okay.
He thought you
watch and I concentrate on the film.
Thank you. Eddie thought you was talking about a sour patch or something. He didn't know scour. He didn't know what that meant. Scour. He didn't. Come on, y'all. Y'all can't be using these big words with Eddie. Come on, Kanaja.
Well, like last game, all of us are a big part of the team. And like when one person's slacking, it's kind of, what I'm gonna say is, it's kind of hard to like, I don't know, be the best we can be when one person's slacking. And I was slacking like last game, like it was bad. But I just gotta be ready for the next game. Go in the gym, improve on what the stuff I missed, box out more, rebound, try to help them do the small things.
Hey, Kaylin Walker, If me and Evie was having a spelling contest on that word that you just mentioned, who would you bet on? Who do you think is?
I bet on the guy who likes me.
The guy who?
The guy who likes me.
Who likes you? Who likes you?
Evie.
Evie. Oh, so you saying I don't like you? You saying I don't like you, Caitlin?
No comment.
Oh, okay. All right. Look, let's talk about your almost triple double. Let's talk about your almost triple double. I see.
For a moment, Eddie, before you get on, let's just laugh. Can I get a good laugh before you?
Oh, so now, see, now, Caitlin, you had to go there and get him started. So go ahead, Evie. Have your fun. Caitlin Walker says you like her and I don't like her. So let's talk about that. That's what she
let's
said.
not. Let's go ahead and do the triple double. Triple double.
Oh, no. You stopped me. So what you got?
I just wanted to laugh. That's all. Go ahead. Triple double. Triple double.
Caitlin, you shouldn't have made his night tonight. Boy, he gonna sleep good tonight. Look, so you had almost triple double against Madison Central. I'm looking at the player of the game, 16 points, 15 amazing rebounds. That is amazing. And 8 steals, which I never would have saw. I can see you 16 and 15, 8 steals. That's pretty huge for the position because I know coach kind of use you as a hybrid. Sometime off the ball, she uses you inside and outside. You have to kind of be diverse with you guys not having a whole lot of experience in the post. So the 8 steals was intrigued when I saw that. So let's talk about your big night and how you build off of that and going into your next couple of games.
Well, the game is over, so done with that. The stats, cool. I just want to get better for the next game. See if I can actually put up a triple-double against Germantown. I'm not really I'll go back and see what I did in Madison Central and what I can build off of. But the next game is what I'm really prepared for. I'm not even worried about the stats from last game.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Go ahead, Coach.
No, I just said that's interesting. I mean, you guys are what I call major geekers. I mean, if y'all ain't got some good answers tonight, I don't know what. Oh, I'm not worried about that. I mean, you got that thing, Coach Perling. Y'all must have had a practice session for this because I'm telling you, they are answering these questions like this is what we do. Like y'all ain't got no question. I got to go try to find some Spanish or something just to.
Hey, Cordarius, they major geeking on here tonight. Caitlin Walker act like triple double is what she do. 16, 15. I mean, I'm like, I ain't worried about that. That's what I do. Come on, Caitlin. Come on, Caitlin. Don't. Cordarius, you hear these Clinton girls? Don't you hear that major swag? Don't you? Cordarius up north now. He ain't used to all this swag, man.
I like it though. I like it.
Man, I love it. That geeks me. Hey, Caitlin, you ain't gotta. Don't be you, baby. Don't worry about this clown, Eddie. He don't understand that. We all got. That's what we do in Clinton. That's why you live in Brandon.
Coach, you got anything? I got a couple more questions for the girls. You got anything?
I want to ask. So, Caitlin, you seem like you're the big shot maker on the team. Is you taking that second shot? Game on the line, or you gonna give it to somebody else?
No, I'm taking it.
You taking it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't.
You should have seen Ariana Durrell's face. Oh, really?
I'll be going up in the morning soon. Yeah, I'm taking that shot.
You gonna take that? Hey, I like it. Okay.
Let me say something too. I will say this. Caitlin does I think she's a selfless player, to be honest with you. I think she's a very unselfish, not selfish like Evie. Evie is selfish. I think Caitlin is a selfless because I watch her make a lot of sacrifices in games, even going back to last year, where a lot of times she's having to do a lot of the dirty work. Early on, she afforded Ariana and Taylor a lot of opportunities to leak out sometimes. And she may be the best quarterback that they've had. I think she may have been a better quarterback.
No. You must
have I'm quarterback.
That's
one of the plays where I throw the ball.
It's me.
No.
It's you can throw it like that too? Look, we call it AO, Cordarius. When you get the ball and your guards can leak out. I know sometimes the better teams, I don't know if that's strategy with Perline. We can let her talk about that. We're trying to get out early and transition. But Caitlin, she threw a pass in Ridgeland Coach, like, I don't know if it was Ari going down the middle of the court in the Ridgeland game, and you couldn't have handed the ball. You couldn't have walked in. I mean, she dropped it in, Ari running. So I'm like, is Pearline them going over football plays? Because, man, she throwing the ball, they laying it up. But it's a real, we like to play like that in summer ball too, to get the ball out in transition. But I think Caitlin does a really good job of being selfless, sometimes sacrificing some of her accolades and things that she could do to kind of help the team. She seems like she's an extreme team player, as well as Kanaja too, who's going to do all your dirty work. I mean, Kanaja is the type of player, y'all, that every coach, and I know Pearline loves her, she's going to get all your 50-50 balls. She's going to guard your best defender. She's going to get a lot of hustle plays. Sometimes the scoring isn't always high, but she's going to do a lot of stuff that doesn't show up in the stat column. So, Coach Pearline, let's talk about that transition offense that y'all doing, and Caitlin throwing that football like she Peyton Manning or somebody.
Well, I mean, Caitlin is just a strong player. I mean, she's a strong person. So for me, once I knew that she could just, make those type of passes anyway, and like Kanaja said, she can make them too, but Kanaja has to understand, if we're trying to get out in transition, I don't need her throwing the ball in. I need Caitlin throwing the ball, to the end. And that's just because of her strength. A couple of our plays we implemented once I knew that she could make those passes. And that's just what we do. If we can get out in transition early, that's what I tell them all the time. We don't have to worry about setting up a half-court offense if we can get transition back.
Coach, I've been saying that. I don't know why so many coaches want to walk the ball up, say, hey, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to walk the ball up. All right, defense, y'all set up in your 2-3. Are y'all ready? Now we're going to try to execute a play against a set defense. And I think that if the team, to me, that gets the most easy baskets has a good chance of winning the basketball game, to be honest with you. So I applaud y'all. Taylor sneaking out, leaking out, and getting all them easy baskets and stuff like that. And I think y'all owe Caitlin a candy bar for giving y'all a lot of those easy baskets. But it's always a joy to have somebody that you know that can control the glass and get rebounds and things like that. Coach, I will say this: Coach Pearline, you have the reputation around the basketball community as being a player's coach, which is something that's really, really good. Something that EV doesn't have a clue about what being a player's coach is about. And definitely appreciate you being one of the many coaches that are supportive to high school AAU basketball. Cordarius is an AAU summer ball guy. To me, I think that it's very important when the high school coaches and AAU coaches can work together. I know you got a strong relationship with Coach Felton, which is Taylor's father, and stuff like that. And to me, these girls have been, like I said, I've been knowing them since they were 5th and 6th grade, some of them even 3rd and 4th grade. A lot of them played in my youth basketball league years ago. So Ari mentioned the team being young, but I think they're only young based on their classification, because these girls have a lot of basketball up under their belt. And I think that that's an advantage too. So when you talk about an opportunity to win the gold ball, balancing the rotation and things like that, can you kind of talk about a little bit, Coach, on trying to manage minutes for, like last year, I thought a lot of times Caitlin Walker could have got in the game a little bit more. And I know that's a struggle when you got the older kids, because you want to prepare them. So as you build your program, can you talk about some of the younger kids that you may have trying to manage minutes versus keeping your rotation tight with the core group that you have here tonight?
Okay, well, first and foremost, that's why I love having a JV for the most part, because I do have a few that's varsity that made the varsity squad, but they also play JV, so that they can kind of get more experience. So when the time comes, they're able to get in the game and be ready to go. However, it's one of those things, I guess, where you have that 5, and then you're trying to make sure you have those players that's going to give you what they need to give you off the bench. It's just one of those things, trying to balance, helping them to understand what their roles are, because a lot of times, a player may come off the bench and they firing it up as soon as, they hit the floor, but it's all about getting a rhythm. So with them, it's kind of easy because, I mean, like you said, you alluded to about the youth But once I've gotten to Clinton, this is the most players I've ever known to play AAU, because even at my former school, I was trying to push them to play AAU so they can continue to play all year round. So for me, it's not really hard to manage minutes, because that's what my assistants, they do well. As far as if something's going on, they kind of get my attention and say, Coach, and they see something that I may not see at the time. So it hasn't been as hard as it was last year, like you said, because Caitlin probably did need more minutes last year. But when you got two already at that position where she is also, that has that experience as well, it was just at that point, we could play 10 last year. So it was very difficult to manage minutes when the games are kind of tight and you're trying to put somebody in that position that to put you in a position to win. And at that point, now it's like I've been, letting them know your time is coming. If you were a freshman, your time is coming. And again, like you said, being new to the school, being new to them, I had to learn their strengths and their weaknesses, so that I can get my rotation the way that I need it. And right now, the younger players, I tell the varsity, the 5 that start or the 6 or 7 that we rotate, if they go ahead and get that lead that we need, those younger ones, the ones that's with the less experience can play, because I want them to be able to get in games. And there's been several games where, Taylor may have had 7 or 8 points because she didn't play much in the game. Or it's hard to rotate Caitlin out because you don't have another one that's really at her position. So yes, she's going to probably play a lot more minutes than a lot of them, because it's hard to play 2 bigs in that position when you're playing teams full of guards. With Kanaj and Ari, you can rotate them in and out to give them rest, because you have someone else that you can come in to, but they know when the game is on the line, it's kind of like, I just have to use my timeouts, because we can't get you out the game at this time. You just have to get your rest by me calling this timeout. So it's not very difficult this year to get that rotation that I need, because I only have a 12-man roster, and we've had 2 that was injured pretty much most of the year until now. So we only really had 10, and that 7 and the 3, they were kind of really younger, coming from the 9th grade, and just trying to get them accustomed to how we do things when they actually get in the game. So,
Coach, did you want to talk about any other? I know we got Ari, Taylor, Caitlin, and Kanaj. You can talk about any other players on the team that's not on the podcast tonight that has contributed and done well for you guys this season?
Yes, Anaya Madkin, number 20, the other post player. Like I said, she kind of injured herself and missed a few games as well. It was her foot. So she's now just getting back into, I think, the real groove where she's not really hurt, but she is a big factor. She's going to get you 1 or 2 blocks a game, just getting her in position to rebound, because again, she's a 10th grader. But she's definitely a player that you got to have or want to have on the court at all times. Jason Lee Weatherspoon, for me, she's kind of that one that I don't think looks to score. She just kind of gets out there and want to be physical and play defense for the most part. So I think with her and Anaya in that rotation, it's been very helpful, because I'm trying to get them to push each other every day in practice, so that we can kind of have that person that comes in, that so we don't miss a beat. I guess that's how I kind of look at everything. I don't want to miss a beat. When you come in, when a player subs in, I want them to be able to just keep our ball rolling, so we don't have to worry about stalling out and all this stuff. So like I said, we still got a ways to go, because like everybody, you didn't get that off season, you didn't get that preseason that you really needed. So we're still trying to click, but I think we'll click at the right times. And then you got Kennedy. We got Kennedy, which she's been out with, she twisted her ankle in practice, and it was a high ankle sprain, I guess, for the most part. And she's just getting back. So I think she'll be another one to help to give Taylor relief at that point guard, so we can keep Ari on the wing instead of having to run her at the point. So those are the 3 that I think that are key to our continued success.
Good job.
Yeah, I went out for a second. I missed that little piece, but I was going to ask you about number 23, but that must be Kennedy, the guard that you were telling me about. I heard the ankle. I really like her, and I like the girl. Did you say Matkins? Is that her?
Anaya Madkin, yes.
Yeah, I like her, and the other, your other big girl. Yeah, you got, those are some ones I was thinking about too. Ariana, let me ask you this. We'll start with you. I know that, you're a junior, right, Ariana, or a sophomore?
I'm a junior.
Okay, I was a junior once too. But anyway, in this time you're getting ready, I know you'll be having finishing this year out, and then playing AAU and different things like that. Talk to me a little bit about recruiting. Because I know, with your talent, and I want to ask all you girls, I really believe are going to play at the next level. Have you begun to think about it? That's one question. And then two, when you look at going to the next level and playing, what are you going to be looking for in the school and in the coach as you going forward?
Well, I've thought about recruitment. This year I've planned, well, not due to COVID, but like before COVID, I've always planned that junior year I'll start, looking at colleges, seeing where I want to major in and what I want to do. And I was planning on getting scholarships this year. And I know that the year is not over yet, so I could still be getting scholarships or offers. But by senior year, I was gonna, I don't know. I'm looking in a college. I'm just looking for like somebody that's just gonna include me in as a family member. Like they're not gonna just want me there just to play. They're gonna think about my like what I want to be in life and like my education, because education for me is first. So yeah.
Let me jump into EV on Ari's recruiting. Obviously,
Can you can you jump at all?
I can jump. I can out jump you. That's all that matter. Hey, look. Let me jump in too. Ari has the opportunity to play with the fabulous Bobcat program, and we're 100% right now with kids going to college the last 2 years. So her playing college basketball, if she desires, is a no brainer. But right now for the 2022 class, and I only want to take this moment just to kind of mention to, what's going on. I know Cordarius know, and he's educated on it. Evie, you don't have a clue. But for all of the 2022 prospects, with what's going, COVID has really, really affected that class. With the institutes being able to retain the 5th year for kids in that particular class. So there's going to be a lot of 2022 kids who won't get an opportunity, unfortunately, because of COVID. Because a lot of these seniors are going to return. It's really going to hurt your recruiting process. A lot of kids are starting to look into prep schools for juniors. It's really affecting the 2022 class, as well as going to trickle down a little bit on the 23, and then we'll get back to we'll get back to some normalcy in the 2024 class. But as far as Ariana recruiting go, I kind of handle a lot of that for her, and she's definitely going to have an opportunity to play college basketball and not have to pay for a free education. I would not have to pay for have a free education, but it's really sad kind of how that's affected not just Ariana Durrell, but a lot of the 2022 kids. And we're going to talk about that in our staff meeting tonight. But I just want to mention that too, because a lot of juniors are starting to get discouraged, because like Ari alluded to, was really looking forward to this year. Because you make your money in recruiting. Since we're talking about recruiting, you make your money, especially with the girls, your sophomore going into your junior year. Really up until that point is when you start to make your mark. And so with these kids having to miss the better part of the summer because of COVID, and then also with granting those college students another year, because I'm going to tell you, a lot of those kids are going to return and take advantage of that. And you're going to have hundreds of juniors who won't get an opportunity to play college basketball right off. So, but anyway, Taylor, let's start with, since we're on 2022, let's go to Kanaj. I'm just taking over your show, Evie. I care nothing about your show right now. I'm taking over. So let's go to Kanaj. Kanaj, let's talk about your recruiting process and what are you looking for in terms of a college at the next level?
Well, I'm looking for a coaching staff that's like a family, that actually care about you, and a school that offers like a good academic, because sports can only take you so far in life. So
absolutely. I'm like, EV, y'all answering these questions too good, Jalon. Y'all, EV, did you sneak? I know what happened, Cordarius. He from Clinton. They done rehearsed all of this all week. and now he come on here and acting like this, because I know that he had to have given them, stopped by and gave them the questions. Kaylin Walker, let's talk about your recruiting process, and as far as college, what's important to you at the next level?
First and foremost, education first. I'm a student athlete. Education first. So what I'm looking for is a college that's gonna, that's pretty good in the medical field, because that's what I want to go into. And then for sports, I'm looking for a nice, friendly coaching staff, family environment.
Well, you ain't gonna find too many friendly coaches at the next level. The college coach is gonna get up in your butt pretty good. So, but Taylor, you still
kick your butt, like, but like, yeah.
I got you. Hey,
who
Taylor,
you play summer ball for, Kaylin?
Sir?
Who you play summer ball for?
Nobody.
Okay. I like our swag. No mind. Back where you going to, Eddie.
Oh, you got to get the recruiting on here, huh? Well, we already know who she's not playing for. Corey, you may want to give her a call there, buddy.
Hey, right, I already wrote her name down.
Hey, look, this ain't what's the show that used to be match something where you match. But listen, let's get back to the regular schedule program. Taylor, let's talk about.
Let's do that. Since you're taking over the show, go ahead, buddy.
I done took over. You know I was taking over. Hey, Taylor, your recruiting process and kind of what's important to you, college. I know you got a lot of colleges that are interested in you and stuff like that. So let's talk about playing at the next level.
I'm looking for a college that's going to welcome me in as a freshman. Also, not too far from home, so my family can attend my games. And
it don't matter if you was playing in Honolulu, Hawaii. You know your dad and Claudia ain't gonna be at all them games. Go ahead, Taylor. What else? I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, my grades too. A school they got a good education.
Okay.
I got to go back to Caitlin. Walker. I can't let her get past that one. I'm a student athlete. You gotta be. You guys are just, you know what? And I know you're smart. I know you are, but you guys are just fun. Caitlin, you look like, you just look studious on here. I feel like you're going to whoop me with a ruler in a minute, because you got that teacher look, and you are just, y'all are in a major geek. And then here's Taylor over here. Oh yeah, now Taylor really just concerned about hooping and getting close, but then she threw in the grade piece, and here gonna be Taylor's. Taylor gonna go to college, and her dad gonna be up there doing this. He gonna have the camera out in the stand. Watch it. See, Charles Felton Productions, CEFL Productions is in the house. Oh man, y'all are just too funny to me. Hey, before we shut down, I'm online. I've been looking down, and there's a chat that goes on, Eddie. And I know you don't know about a chat, because that
I don't
call on the YouTube channel like a chat when you write on here. I just sometimes got to educate you. And so there's Marquisha Strong. Does anybody know Marquisha Strong? Anybody? Okay, Marquisha Strong wanted me to ask Coach P a question. I asked them to ask me a question so they can ask the girls or the coach. And so we want to go right to the chat. Marquisha Strong says, Coach P, how do you feel about the ranking that Eddie has given you guys? That was her question. And so because we heard from the girls, we need to hear from you, Coach P. That's what our listeners want to hear. So let's just hear from you, Coach P, and see how you're going to go through this geek too, because you're a geeker too. And by the way, let me just tell all of you, GOG, get out of the geek. Okay, go ahead, Coach P.
You like you said, honestly, it does affect me, because they know I printed those out and I got them on our locker room doors. And for me, it's whenever you walk into that locker room door, you see that you're not, in anyone's top anything right now. And whether it's because we graduated some people, or because we're young, or because, I don't know the reason, but at the end of the day, they know. So I can't say it doesn't matter to me, because I actually have it posted. So it's just I mean, you can't be upset about it. You just, like Kanaja alluded to earlier, you just kind of prove people wrong. And right now, like I said, we've kind of, with 3 of the top teams that, were probably ranked, were Brandon, I don't know if Raymond was ranked, but losing to Brandon and not being able to play Meridian and losing to Madison Central, I mean, we have to look at that and say, well, you haven't beat some of the top teams. So until you do, you're gonna be left where you are. So for me, I mean, I'm not upset about it. All we got to do, all I want them to do is just prove to people that, we still got it, and we're going to always be a top 20 team.
I love, Coach P, you have just earned so many brownie points with me. I love your realness. You didn't give me you didn't try to geek me like it didn't care. You got it on the wall. You just went up in my book right there. Eddie, you ain't got nothing to say. We're gonna move on from it. I want
to ask another question after that one.
Go ahead, Cora.
So,
We'll let
me and Eddie, we talked about this before, strength of schedule. I want to see with Coach P, how you feel about somebody saying you're not ranked because of your strength of schedule, but you see other teams in the rankings and they might have 3 losses like you guys, and you might feel like you're better than them. How you feel about the strength of schedule thing? I mean, I know what Eddie means by strength of schedule. I understand it. I want to know from a coaching perspective.
I mean, it makes a difference. I mean, because as a coach, I'm a football fanatic, so I sit and I watch. I'm an Alabama fan, so I watch. And I hear the strength of schedule matters and all that, and it really does. So we play our schedule according to the way it's already laid out for us. Because with COVID, like you said, this was one of the years that we kind of couldn't go out and pick up another team because they didn't even know if they were going to be playing. That Meridian and Pearl game, like I said, got canceled because of the COVID. We had some girls out because of that contact tracing stuff. So we didn't get to play those games, which I was definitely looking forward to, being able to play them. Because again, you want to play the best in order to be the best, you got to play the best. So I think the schedule that we have been given may not have been as strong as it may have been last year, but I think it's pretty much the same with the exception of two of the games that we were not able to play. But other than that, I mean, we're doing what we're supposed to do. Like, I guess if we had been losing the games that we're supposed to win, I kind of can see that. But for me, I still feel like we're a top 20 team, regardless of our strength of schedule. I mean, and even if it was off merit alone from last year, I feel like we should have still been able to have been ranked until we've proven not to be.
Hold on, Coach. Hold on, Perlene. Hold on, Perlene. So let's talk about, because this came up too with this clown. No, he's a circus clown. This circus
Evie
clown
said that
guy.
too. Evie said that before too.
You know where I'm going, Corday. So, Coach, to me, of your starters that you have right now, Ari started probably, and you know this better than me, probably more than half of the games last year. Would that be fair to say?
He started every game.
Oh, Ari started every game last year?
And Kanaja started every game. Mm-hmm.
Kanaja started every game. So you're returning two starters. Mm-hmm. How much of your offense would you say was attributed to from your other 3 starters, Kim, Jakayla, and your post player? I always forget that baby's name. Madeline.
A lot of it was Kim and Jakayla. Yes. So it was those 2. But I just knew what we had coming back that could, to me, step in as the season went on. If we had, just say, if this was the year not of COVID and we were able to have our preseason and our summer, I think the players that I have would have been able to step into those roles and embrace them, having a point guard that, can make the passes, get them going. Like you said, Caitlin played, and she actually, out of, if you look at her numbers from last year, she actually was one of our most consistent around the rim last year. So I guess for me, I didn't feel like I knew we would get if you look at the 2 players that did leave, yes, that's a big part of our offense, but I knew we also had players that could kind of step in there. We may not have been scoring 70 or 80 points a game, but we still would have had enough offense that could still, push us over the top as well. So.
And that's reasonable, but when you got a guy like EV who says no brainer, they should be top, he just doesn't make valid points when he just just completely biased. But now it's all good stuff. I like a good debate. There's nothing wrong with a good debate. If you got all of us on the phone and we order pizza, I always say somebody's gonna want anchovies. Caitlin Walker go want cheese pizza. Kanaja go want chicken. Ari go want fish. So I mean, you're never gonna get everybody to agree on everything. But I do take pride in the rankings, and I think that I'll just say this. I think from top to bottom, nothing against anybody else. I know that what we do as far as covering girls basketball is unprecedented in terms of being knowledgeable about the teams and stuff like that, because we just, a lot of the rankings, the guys that are doing rankings, they're just throwing them up there because they hadn't even watched girls basketball. To be honest with you, they're really prioritizing boys basketball, and the girls are just an afterthought. So, but definitely appreciate your honesty, Coach. And get that quality win, and we'll just see because it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. And I hope y'all shut me up, just like Kanaja said earlier. So, but that's all I had, Coach. I did want to ask Ariana and the girls really quick before we close.
Right, yeah, this has to be what we call, let's give this throw into our last geek, because we are having, go ahead and ask that question for them, and I as we get ready to shift.
Yeah, because I know you got your boys show coming on, so we'll be real quick. In 30 seconds, Ariana, let's talk about playing for Coach Perline. I know she's a player's coach. I've heard that she's a really good coach to play for. Can you talk about the good, and if there's any bad with playing with Coach Perline?
I really enjoy playing for Coach Fairley, but like when I first came there, like she was very open to us taking shots. She wanted us to like play, and coming from Coach Coleman, it was very different for me. Because it was like if I made a mistake, I was out, or if I did this, I was out. So making a mistake and she just telling me to keep playing, it was nice playing with her. So I enjoy playing with her overall. She has her days, where she wants to push us and all, run us a lot. But it's only for our better, so I understand.
Kanaja, we'll start with the veterans. Let's talk. Kanaja, you sleep? Okay. Okay. Let's talk about playing for Coach in 30 seconds, the good, and if there's bad for playing for Coach Perline.
I don't think it's no bad. I mean, I don't think there is any bad. But I mean, I like playing for Coach Perline. She gonna push us. Like sometimes she'll see more than us that we see in ourselves, and she gonna make sure you like see it eventually. But yeah, you told me to keep it short. Next.
All right. We'll go with Caitlin Walker and then to Taylor. Let's talk about the same question we asked the other girls.
Playing for Coach Fairley is cool. She has her days where she pushes us. That's a given. But even though it seems like she's just doing the most at the point, like at that time, she's just like trying to get us to be the best version of ourselves. So I can rock with it.
Doing the most. I hear you, Caitlin. All right, Taylor.
Being as this my first year, she welcomed me like I've always been here. Like the same thing. She pushes us, like they said, she pushes us. Some days can be more serious than others, but at the end of the day, she's a great coach.
All right, good deal. Corderis, you got anything?
No, sir.
So all I want to do at this time, we have what we call the last geek. You have 30 seconds to just share. You can shout out your mom, your dad, your cat, your uncle, your aunt, anybody, your boyfriend, anything you want at this time. And with this last 30 seconds. So we'll start with you, Taylor, go to Ariana. We'll go to Kanaja, Ms. Walker, Coach, and then Cord and Eddie, and then we'll close.
What's the shout out for?
Last geek, whatever you want to talk about. You got 30 seconds. I don't care what it is. You can go back and talk to all your Dancing Doll fans or
no. Hey, I'm talking about.
I did that because I can tell you don't like that.
I shout out my parents for bringing me here today. Bringing me here like, never mind, I don't even know. Never mind, that person.
I'm shout out to my teammates that weren't on the show because they got my back for sure. And I was shout out my IG. I'm just playing. I don't know. I don't know. That's it.
You go, Caitlin. Kate, go.
He told you to go. I was last.
Go.
Anyways, I'm gonna shout out my parents because they always pushing me. Shout out to my teammates because they real cool to be around. Shout out Coach Mel, miss him, and then shout out to God for giving me the ability to come out here and do what I do.
What she said. My parents, my AAU coaches, everybody who believes in me, my teammates, because like when I'm down, they can help bring me up. And I just wanted to say I have the best arm on the team. I'm QB1, but Kaylin, I just have to run my lane so that I don't get to throw it as often. But my arm is way better.
Pity's not a good look, babe.
I mean, honestly, you though.
Be mad. Stay mad.
Ooh, shout out my pet BJ, guinea pig.
The one you be dragging.
Hey, shout out my parents too. They yelling at me. I need to shout out my parents. I love y'all.
My grandma.
Coach Pearline, your last geek.
Well, first and foremost, I do appreciate you guys having us on. It was great to be here, definitely. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my new Clint Arrow family. And last but not least, shout out to God, because without him, I probably wouldn't have this job anyway. So I do appreciate the Clint Arrow family. I appreciate the family, the parents. They've been very supportive. Anything we need, they're trying to help us get. So again, Arrow Nation, baby.
We want to shout out Coach Young for not putting us in your top 20.
Hey, I'm gonna whoop you when I see you too. So.
We like being underdogs. We love it. We like being the underdogs. Keep doing it.
Of course.
Who turned this now? Me?
Yeah.
We get on out here. I appreciate y'all girls coming on. Coach for bringing them on. My last gig will be, wishing my girl Taylor Woodhouse speedy recovery. She had tore ACL. She had done a dozen this year. Got selected to the Mississippi and Alabama All-Star game. Shout out to my girl Juicy too for getting selected in that game. Just big up some of my girls that's in my program. 3 other ones that got selected to the North and South game. Katie Beth Hall, Turner, Deja Turner, and Madison Bennett. So I just want to give a shout out, especially to Taylor Woodhouse, because that's a big blow. A girl that's gonna play high to mid-major Division I basketball next year. Taylor Woodhouse, do well.
My last geek of the night is I want to shout out and ask for prayers from the basketball community. Got some really tragic news this week with a pioneer in the state of Mississippi, Coach McNellis, the head coach at USM. I ask that everybody keep her in the prayers. I think she's diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, which is really, really serious. I know this is her second battle with cancer. I know she beat it a couple of years ago, and we just trust in God that she'll beat cancer again. No, she's a really strong person, and has affected a lot of. I mean, she like I said, she's one of the basketball giants here in the state of Mississippi. Also, too, want to talk about just America, just what's going on with the Capitol and stuff like that. We really gotta, we're dealing with some like EV said, and I think he said he's been living for 85, 90 years, but we've never seen what we're seeing now here in America. The country is divided, and I just really wish that we could get beyond some of the struggles that we have here in this world and just move forward. And as y'all said, put God back into what we're trying to do. So I know that doesn't have anything to do with basketball, but that's just been heavy on my heart the last couple of days for what's going on in our country. So that's it for me. I appreciate you guys for coming on. We'll pass it on to the veteran, Mr. EV, the Geeker.
Once again, thank you all for coming on. We appreciate you. We've had a lot of fun here tonight, and we've learned a lot from you guys. You girls and guys. I call guys girls. It's kind of like, but you girls, you young ladies. I think you guys have a bright future, and I'm excited to see you continue to um, to progress in the right direction. So for the Clinton Lady Arrows, along with Coach Perlene Farley, Cordarius Jones, and Eddie Young, I'm Coach EV, aka EV the Geeker, saying have a great evening, and I lay you.